Yeah, we're back to Knockout Radio.
I told him that his form was wrong. He was going to do that and realize he was going to break his back.
For sure.
I mean, but speaking
back,
of
shins, thighs, everything.
But speaking of somebody who actually knows how to lift weights correctly, not Steve Lene, but did you see Shannon Sharpe? We released this photo of him at 6 years old.
Yeah,
shredded,
yeah,
jacked.
Yeah,
could be the greatest physique in the whole NFL.
We do that
history. I mean, who's a bigger specimen?
Julius Peppers.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Not shredded, not fit like that.
Aaron Donald has a six-pack, and he is 305 pounds.
Six-pack?
Six-pack.
Does he really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow. In week 15, he has a six-pack still at 305 pounds. There's nobody like him.
Really?
So ignore him. So what's on your mind?
Okay, so I've been doing my little
with Ken.
Going down the rabbit hole.
I've been going down my rabbit hole, and doing like all these little chat rooms and stuff, the YouTube, and so there's a rumor going around that Oliverira says he's gonna fight Islam, right? Not a surprise there,
right?
But the rumor is that he'll only take that fight if Khabib promises that when Oliverira, when he beats Islam, that his next fight will be to Khabib.
Now I thought rumors were that Khabib said if he beats.
He did originally,
right?
That was like the thing, but he wanted Islam to get the fight.
Sure.
Now what I'm hearing, from whoever, wherever, is that Oliveira, it's a stipulation that you have to agree and whatever, put it in a contract that if this happens, then you will be my next fight. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, to the best of my knowledge, he doesn't have a belt.
But they're moving like he does.
But he doesn't.
You can say what you want, but I feel like Dana has given him that luxury.
I understand, but he doesn't have a belt, which means all the power is with Dana in the UFC. So if he refuses to fight Islam unless that's written, Dana can just say, you don't have a belt anyway.
I mean, he can, but we both know he's not doing that.
Well, I don't know.
Because if anybody else gets in that ring other than Charles Oliveira, people will be in an uproar.
I understand that, but I'm saying when it comes to negotiations, Dana has the hand.
I understand.
Not Oliveira.
And again, this is all wishful thinking. Yeah, it's just up in the air. I just want to know your thoughts on that.
And I believe that Oliveira will attempt to do that. I would be surprised if Khabib comes back.
Yeah.
Because he swore he wouldn't.
You just got the Hall of Fame trophy.
Well, that means nothing.
Oh, you can't. You can come back from the Hall of Fame.
In any sport.
I thought you could retire, but then if you went Hall of Fame, then you couldn't come back after that.
No.
Who came back out of the Hall of Fame and went to compete again?
It's harder in other sports because there's a longer wait period. It's a 5-year wait period. UFC doesn't do that, so it's easier to make that transition.
But you could still. You're not ineligible to come back into the NFL. You have to sit out 5 years.
It's just 5 years is a long time to want to come back and come do this at that kind of level.
So I'm just letting you know that it can be done.
Yeah.
Going into a Hall of Fame, especially this one, that really is just the organization says, okay, you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, this year you're in. You're in.
Well, you get a belt. You get a belt.
Yeah.
You get a belt.
Yep. No, exactly. He said that he wouldn't. I believed. I'm naive. You know that.
Yeah.
I believe everybody, and it always backfires. I believe when he said that he would never fight again.
Yeah.
Because of his dad and that kind of stuff. And,
I believe him too.
And he seems
it's just interesting.
Like that person. But sure, I would love to see him come back.
It's just interesting. Another thing I heard was that initially Oliveira, because he called out McGregor, he's done that a few times. Obviously, he wants the big payday.
Sure.
The problem is because technically, like you said, he doesn't have the belt. He wouldn't get pay-per-view shares.
Right.
So
unless Dana decided
to give it to him, right? So that's why that fight is being put on hold. And then Volk at this press conference talking about, hey, like moving up, like it's a lot of exciting things going on. It's a lot of exciting things going on right now.
Do you think if Alex goes up, he deserves an automatic title shot? It's difficult, to decide, and you really don't. Even though I still think you would have a big payday and a big fight, you don't want Alex to go up and still be the champ, where he is, and lose a fight.
Yes.
Because then he'll never get that title shot.
Exactly.
So
I think you have to.
You almost have to.
I think you have to. And then he's been so dominant in his division. You know what I mean? And so, if it would be one thing if it was a toss-up in Usman's division, for who's the best, right? If it was like, well, this guy can win it and that guy can win it. I think it's been pretty clear for a while now that he's head above, he's a step above everybody else. So when he's cleaned the division out and like Izzy is now going back around, to his second fights with a lot of guys, I think you do give him a new challenge, and Volk can be that.
I'd like to see him go up and fight for it.
I would, because they're both fighting at supreme levels right
But
now.
it doesn't always work out. I mean, Max Holloway was doing 2 divisions.
Sure.
And that
No,
didn't
it
work
doesn't
out,
always work
you know.
out.
No, it doesn't.
Well, and what's up with your cab fare, Henry Cejudo?
Oh, my guy. That's my dude.
I could see you guys getting along.
Oh, he's the GOAT.
I could see
Oh,
you
he's
guys
the best.
getting along.
He's the
I could
best.
see
This,
it.
this is how much they
king
got
of
along.
cringe. They call
Quad
him.
C. The Quad C is going to be the first one to have 4 championship belts in 4 divisions.
This is how much Matt and Henry Cejudo got along. So Matt picked him up as an Uber fare.
I did.
Yeah.
And drove him to the airport.
I did.
Then I saw Henry Cejudo not long after that, and on video I said, "So tell me about that Uber ride with my co-host." He goes, "Who?" And I said, "In Atlanta, the dorky guy that drove you to the airport." Yeah, some guy just picked me up and gave me a free ride. It was awesome. That's all he knew.
Yeah, he didn't order an Uber. Like, we were just standing outside the hotel.
following him.
He
Yeah,
missed,
he was. He was stalking him.
He missed the bus. The UFC bus left. He walked out the hotel. He's like, I'm supposed to be on that bus. Went up to the concierge department, and the guy's like, "You can't get another fare. You're going to miss your flight." So I said, "Henry, I have my car here. I'm with Randy. I'm with Knockout Radio. I can give you a ride if you want." And so he was like, "Can we go now?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we jumped in the car, drove to the airport. He never missed his.
Matt left my brother's house to drive home. Next thing I know, he calls, "Hey, I got Henry Cejudo in my car." I go, "Why'd you kidnap him? What's going on?" "Oh yeah, I picked him up at the airport." Or at
Greatest
the
champion of all champions.
Yeah, I don't know that he fights again. I think it's a whole lot of smoke
talk,
and mirrors.
which he's good at.
Yeah.
He's good at fighting. He's good at talking.
He's
for
young
sure.
enough. He's young enough. He can still do it.
He's like that
he's in his prime.
Dylan Dennis guy that you always see on social media.
One is a legitimate fighter. though.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know,
And he jumped out of a hotel with his foot on fire. Like, I mean, Henry Cejudo's the real.
No,
dude.
he's a bad dude.
He's a bad dude.
He's a bad dude. I just don't think at this point that he's actively. I think it's just a drum of attention. He's coaching and he's doing well. I just don't see him.
I agree with that, except for he is training all these fighters.
Yeah.
So he's in the gym.
No, for sure.
So I think he's doing almost as much as he normally would be doing for a fight. He's in the gym with his fighters.
Did those guys ever leave the gym? Khabib is in the gym every day.
And you don't think Khabib could fight today?
I think he could. I'm just saying I don't believe he will.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Can he? Yes. You know, I don't. There's no doubt in my mind that he can still fight. You know, I just don't know. I just don't think he will.
So if Alex goes up and wins a belt, do they set up Henry Cejudo versus him for both belts
That'd be
at the same fight?
That'd be amazing.
At the same fight.
That'd be awesome.
Throw up.
That'd be awesome.
He'd mop the floor with him.
You go in between weights, so both belts are on the line.
Yeah.
And Cejudo then wins the belt.
That's a hell of a fight, though.
They'll start calling it
Because
the.
Henry's leg kicks his last fight were just so dominant that I think Alex could take this
When,
because his
6 years
rugby
ago?
career. It's been a while. Maybe a little rusty.
6 years ago, and he's still, 27?
Yeah, he may have to stretch a little bit.
If they did that, it'd be called the UFC WWE from now on.
No, well, it's
But
pretty,
that would be an amazing fight.
it's
though.
pretty close to that now. I mean, come on, some of the stuff, and I'll show you.
How did you feel about the walkout?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
It was a cool walkout,
Yeah.
but the whole thing that Dana took away the ramp. Dana took away all of that stuff years ago, again, before your time. The ramp was awesome. He took it away because he wanted it to be like boxing and the entourage walking behind. And I thought it was WWE-ish. And then WWE was in the front row.
Yeah.
As you had Vince, you had Stephanie, you had Hunter, and who's the punter, the former punter?
Pat McAfee.
Wearing the neck brace.
I love that guy.
I do too.
He's
I mean,
great.
we met him at the Super Bowl. The nicest guy ever. How did he get injured at Money in the Bank? Do you know?
I don't know. I think it was more like a gaff. I don't think it was serious.
No, really?
Yeah.
No kidding. No, I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I gotta go take a peek at it and see.
And I need to know if what's his name? Boxing dude that everybody hates from
Jake-
Disney. Yeah, Jake Paul,
Jake Paul.
who just signed with the WWE.
Did he?
Yeah, he signed with the WWE.
With Logan.
Jake or Logan? Logan.
Logan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Logan.
different people.
Logan looked good in his fight.
He did.
Yeah, Logan at WrestleMania.
Have you ever seen the
looked
two
good.
together?
They're great at wrestling.
Have you ever seen Logan and Jake together? Are you sure that it's two different people?
Yeah, I've seen it. Logan is much more likable now.
But I didn't like the Undertaker walkout. I mean, that's the Undertaker's thing. Like, leave Izzy should have left
But
that
again-
alone.
but again-
Unless you bring out Paul Bearer and actually like do it the right way.
Well, hold on.
Swinging the
Hold on, idiot. Paul Bearer is dead.
bring him out.
If you can bring Paul Bearer out, that would be impressive.
Prop him out.
Okay, so-
Drop him out.
okay,
Like
he's
we
in
did
the
to
urn.
Bernie.
So
Put him in the urn then. Set the thing on fire and smoke out the arena.
I know you are living in 1970s and you don't understand.
The only difference is I did live in the 90s. You guys didn't.
I was born in the 70s. I was half
You
in
know,
the 70s.
you want to see football be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You
Yeah.
want to see guys getting punched in basketball games.
Yep.
And you don't understand people paying respects to their idols. Izzy is a huge WWE fan. He's a huge
Mark
anime
loved
fan.
it, and Mark said he loved it.
Yeah.
But the difference
He's a
is
huge
the
anime
WWE
fan.
entertains the fans. He goes out there and bores them to death with his boring ass fight.
Anyways,
Never
goes
put
out-
Undertaker in that same sentence again.
So when he loves anime, he had an anime walkout. He's a breakdancer. He had a breakdance walkout. Loves Undertaker. He did a walkout. That's part of entertainment.
He
That's
should have
part
a-
of entertaining the
He should
fans.
come out in a Craftmatic,
Israel Adesanya
like
is
an
a-
adjustable bed next time.
He's the only
He's going to be able
fighter.
to sleep with that boring ass
He's
performance.
the only fighter in the UFC currently that he entertains you on the walk-in. He entertains you in the ring, in the cage, and he entertains you afterwards with his talking. You get your money's worth every single time.
Who?
And the press conference.
And the press conference every single time. There's gonna be something to talk about. What are you talking about? His nails, what he wears. Yeah.
No, look at what he did. That was as he walked out.
Yeah,
see what he's
I
doing?
I
Okay.
what he's doing. There's always something. He's giving you your money's worth. Tyson Fury's another one. He goes out there and he talks trash and wears a suit and is gonna talk you up and down. He's gonna go beat you up and he's gonna go sing to
At
his
least he
wife and the
fights.
fans
At least he
afterwards.
fights.
Come
Like
on.
Tyson Fury,
The
at least
champion doesn't fight. Stop it.
The
He's
thing
bad.
that I do acknowledge about Izzy is he does all this crap and then wins.
Yes.
You can't do all that. And the one that's glaring is when Tom Lawler in Canada came out to Hulk Hogan's music, I'm a Real American, and then lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
You
do that.
can't do that.
Can't do that.
You know, if you walk the walk, or if you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk.
He does.
And Izzy does do that.
You know what I mean?
Izzy's the Steph Curry of mixed martial arts.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the
nothing-
modern
that's a-
era. You
that's
can't
an
touch
all-time
the
great.
opponent. You can't hit him in the head. You can't
All-time
touch the
great.
helmet. You
That's
can't.
an all-time great.
You can't. I mean, it's a
all-time
different
great.
sport now.
Top
that
10.
doesn't work
It
20,
doesn't-
15
top
years
10.
ago.
Luckily,
Hold
it's
on, hold on.
Izzy doesn't win 15 years ago.
One more thing. If you don't think Izzy will whoop all those dudes,
15 years ago?
if you don't think he would whoop them when they're trying to
Matt
run,
Hughes? You don't think Matt Hughes will whoop that dude?
when he comes charging
Randy,
down,
hold on. Randy,
that's Randy's
Frank
favorite
Trigg.
fighter.
Tell me Frank Trigg wouldn't rush that little one jab and take him to the ground instantly.
He's gonna slip it and hit him with
Matt
the
Hughes would
kick
have
him in his leg,
carried him across the ring and
He's
thrown him
gonna-
over the rope.
He's gonna take one leg kick and he's gonna be like, "Wow, what was that?"
How-
His guy's
how-
gonna go, "No, what
How
are you
vicious?
talking about?"
How vicious was Matt
What
Hughes?
are you talking
How
about?
vicious was he?
Hey,
This
listen,
is Knockout
tell
Radio
you.
brought to you by 8 Man Strong.
Chime
and
in.
Steph Sub. We'll be right back.